Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm so sorry I was late. I did not know what time it was. I apologize for the delay. I sure hope that we will have some people pop in and get crafty with us tonight. I decided, since I was not prepared whatsoever. Hello, Ellen. How are you? I'm so happy you popped on. I know there's someone else. I can't see them. So just say hello whenever you pop in so I know that I can see the comments. And that would be super great. So the description of today's, pretty colors. Yeah, this is the Let's Celebrate paper pack. And since I'm absolutely not prepared for anything tonight, I grabbed a brand new stamp set that I have that just arrived. I actually have a few that just arrived. This is the one that's closest to my desk. So I thought maybe I would play around with that, although I do have these other ones, if I have any. Hey, Cece. Hey, Cheryl. I did get a whole order. I have a problem. Can someone please help me? Hey, Meg. But I'm really feeling these little girls tonight. Like, I got this stamp set in a while back, and I am just so dying to color it. So I thought, why not, right? Why not just do it? Just do it like Nike says, just do it. I did get these. Aren't these the cutest things ever? These little bees. They're like $5 and something at CC Designs right now in their clearance section. So if you love them too, you should go check them out. And then I have a friend who loves Snoopy, and I need to make her some cards. So I got all the Snoopy-ish stuff. Isn't this just cute, cute, cute? So I will be doing Snoopy once I get all caught up with my other stuff, if that ever happens. What's the holder I see on your desk? Oh, this one? This is the holder that Dale made me for Olo. And I've been working on the Paper Escape, aka Callie 7815. I am so aware. I've been working on the Paper Escape project and stuff that I have to do. So I've been using my Olos, and that's why that's out on my desk. It's not actually in the shop or anything. It's just something Dale made for me, but it's super cute. It's got 3 sections. It holds my Olos. It hadn't really been, because everybody doesn't store their Olos the same. So like some people put this is the brush nib, and some people put the chisel on the other end or another brush nib, but I put the refill on the end, so mine's skinnier, so it fits in this skinny hole, but it doesn't fit for everyone. Like if somebody has theirs dual, it won't go in there. So we hadn't offered in the shop because everybody does their Olos in a different way. So it's kind of challenging to choose how to do that for everyone. So we did come up with like a marker stand that is like this, that's in the shop. Oops, it's upside down. That holds the Olo markers like this. That way people who don't close them up, they leave them kind of open while they're working, can put them on there, and they'll keep them from rolling around their desks and caps falling off and such. And it closes up so you can put it on your desk like this. This is the one that we have in the shop. Not in this color. This is the prototype. But this is the one. If people all stored their markers like this with the refill on the end and one like this, then it might be cool to put in the shop, but I know not everybody does that, so we'd have to have like a million different sizes, which is complicated. So mine are just dual markers, no refills. Yeah, see, that's why we made the long one. I thought it was a holder for our pens we use. I mean, it does hold like my white gel pen, and it does hold the multi-liner that I use. So it does kind of hold other pens, but no refills for you yet. Meg, I have already had to refill markers. I was kind of thinking mine were going by sort of fast, but maybe not. Maybe it was just, I mean, maybe I just color more than I think. Does anyone think that could be the case? I really needed to hang out with you guys tonight. I've had a really rough day, and I was not feeling myself. So I was busy working on tasks I have to get done, and Dale came in and said, "No live tonight?" And I said, uh-oh. Yes, it was fast. I color so much. I love it though. I mean, I color so much. I've had to replace 2. I have 2 that I need to buy another refill because now I've used the refill on that end. I put washi tape on it when I know that I've already used it so I can order a new one so I never run out, because nobody likes to run out. Running out is just not fun. And I'm going to do all 3 of these girls because I just feel like it. Was that due to your classes? Yes, maybe. That's very possible. Very, very possible, because I did so much preparation coloring and so much swatching and practicing, and then with the retreat coming up, with the paper escape coming up, I've been really running through some markers for that, practicing that as well. So it's possible. It could be that. Or maybe just that I have an addiction to coloring and I can't stop. But I mean, I have 3 marker brands. You would think they would last me a little bit longer. Although, you know, you never know. You never know, you never know. We have to color all of these girls, I think, because they all have really cool hair. So one of them, oh no. What is wrong with this ink pad? I just bought this ink pad, and I'm telling you, it's terrible. I'm so disappointed by it, I can't even. I've never had a brand new ink pad that doesn't ink stuff up the way I need it to. This is my first one, so I'm a little bit disappointed. But usually it works really well, but for some reason, it's just killing me. I do have an addiction to coloring. I do believe that could be the case. I do believe it. Look, see, what the heck? Oh, it's not flat. I had something underneath it, so it didn't work. Let's see if that works better. What is happening to me? Is there something wrong with my stamp set? That would really be such a bummer. Oh, it worked. But it didn't work on her. What is happening to me? I don't usually use this, this Misty. I usually use my other one, and I keep it kind of by the windowsill, so I hope I haven't, like, messed it up. At least I hope not. We'll just stamp it a second time, make sure we get it really good. Let me check under here and see if there's, it feels flat. So I'm not really sure why it's doing that. I'll just press a little bit harder. I usually don't have to press it hardly at all on here to get them to stamp, but for some reason, I hate using my hands. Warped it? I hope not, but that is a possibility. Okay, I got them. I got them, yay! I think she could use a little bit darker. The other ones seem to be okay, so I think I'm going to hit her one more time. Hit her, baby, one more time. Even Dale asked me today, Are you okay? What's wrong? I'm like, ugh. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, I guess. Eek! There we go. Yay! We got it. Although I did mess this one up, but we're probably going to have to cut her out anyway. Fussy cut her out anyway, so that's okay. I'm not really all that worried about that. I don't mind cutting around that, so I'm good with that. But what I was thinking was, if I do these little stars, these little singing star girls, then I need to put them on stage, you know? I want to get them all on stage. I should have masked them. Should we mask them? We should have masked them. Hit me, baby, one more time. I can always have an extra one sitting out. I should have masked them, but I guess we're just going to color them, and then we'll just layer them up after we cut them out. I told you I am very sporadic tonight. This is how I craft when I get to do something with just anything and I don't have something lined up. I'm random. Random. It's a crazy night. I'm going to tell you that ahead of time. I'm going to be a little bit off of my rocker tonight. But that's okay. That'll probably just make me more fun. Ooh, I love this girl's hair. This one with the little poof ball thingies on her head. I love her hair. This girl's going to have purple hair. I think this is the Kpop Demon Hunter girls. And I think, I'm going off memory, but I think she has purple hair, she has black hair, and she has red hair. So that's what I'm doing. I sound like I'm on a sugar high. I did just eat a little, Debbie snack, so maybe I am. Maybe I am on a sugar high tonight. There's nothing wrong with that. That makes us all happy. I'm gonna, I'm dropping markers and all kinds of stuff going on here. But that's okay. As long as you guys are talking to me and we're interacting, we will be great. We will be golden. See, that fits with the theme we're using tonight. We will be golden. I'm going to earthquake you for just a second because this is so far away from my desk that I want... There we go. Okay, so in this paper pack that we have from Doux Designs, it's called Let's Celebrate. This is an amazing paper pack. I love this paper pack. But in here are two different scenes that I think work really good. So look at this. This is a whole stage for these girls to hang out on. And then I also have this one, which almost makes me think a little bit like roller skating rinks kind of thing. And then the backs are really cool too. So this is one of my favorites. And then there's some balloons and really, really cool, vibrant, like amazing papers in here. So that's what we're going to use tonight. Demon Hunters. Yeah, D-E-M-O-N. Have you ever seen or heard of Kpop? It's a anime. So they're anime characters, not real people. They're cartoons. And I love it. It's such a good movie. I know Demon Hunter sounds kind of crazy, but they're the good guys who are fighting, getting rid of all the demons to save the whole moon. It's a really good show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. You might like it. Okay, let's see. I'm looking for something for their cheeks, something for their skin. Let's do. I'm going to use my backup markers. Hi, Brian. Let's do this color combination for the girl's skin. So we're going to use the E000, the E00, E11, E21, and RV95 for shadow. We're going to use R20 for cheeks and tongue. And don't worry if you don't get these all written down, but you want to try them. I will upload this video to YouTube, and I'll put all the color combinations in the YouTube description so you won't miss it. Your niece is obsessed with that, and she'll be 6 on Saturday. And what does that say? It crosses a lot of ages. I know, my grandson likes it too, and he is, he's 8. And my daughter and I like it as well. I mean, it's entertaining enough that it can grab everybody. So let's anime. I know, right? I love it. So these are CC Designs version of the girls, and they're so cute. They make me so happy. So I'm just gonna use this E000 to kind of wet the paper, kind of get that underpaint of natural tone under there before we get rolling. But yeah, it sounds crazy, but it's a really good movie. It kind of teaches some little lessons, you know. And just be who you are. Just be happy. I don't know if the intent is for the tummy to be showing, but we're going to color it like that just because that makes it fun. So I'm definitely going to color it. They look like brats a little, yes. That's probably why my daughter likes them so much, because she loved brats when she was a kid. We had a lot of brat stuff. A lot of brat stuff. I am going to try to knock these out all at the same time. So we're going to wet all of them and color all of them at the same time. And I'm using Copics tonight just because it's the one that sits out open closest to my desk. And I don't know, I could put pants on her, but I kind of feel like I want her to be in shorts. So she is not going to have leggings or anything on. She's going to be showing her legs. And look at those boots, so cute. And her belly's hanging out because it's just cute that way. No relation to you. And then we're going to do this one. We got to get her going too. I think these two kind of look like the characters. And although this one character right here has long hair, I kind of don't really think she looks as much like the other two. But you can still get away with it. So, I mean, people will know just by the 3 girls that know anything about that. She looks like she has a glove on, so I'm just going to do her fingers and then her arm. So she's got gloves on, see? So we're just going to do that. And then her belly's not showing, but her legs. We're going to do her legs. You could color them like leggings and just give them another color if you wanted. It'll just change the way the image looks. But either way, it looks fine. But they're just adorable, and you could color them as any, you know, any character that you want to use on your page. But we're going to put them on stage because they're so cute. The boots are really cute. I know. I love them. So before I get rolling with my shadow color, I'm going to put the cheek color in. So just pardon them. They're going to look like they don't know how to put on makeup for a little bit. But it'll come together. And it will be just fine. It'll just look kind of funny as we're starting out. But I'll be blending it all together, so it will be fine. Oh, we might as well do their tongues while we're at it too, since we're going to use this color. It looks like I got this eye a little darker than this one, so we will definitely be using the multi-liner to fix that. No worries. Okay, here we go. This is our RV95. It's going to be really dark when we start out. So don't let that dark scare you. I like to color dark to light. I like to put that really dark color in there right away. So, so I can use less ink. But it's a little scary when you're not used to it. And so most people who are new will tend to want to do light to dark because they're afraid they'll do the image too dark. But just know that once you add all the clothes and all the other detail, the skin tone starts looking lighter. So it works really good, and you're not gonna mess it up. So just trust the whole process and know that it's not gonna look, even when we finish the skin tones, it's not gonna look as dark once we put all the clothes on them and stuff, like fancy up the clothes. Then the skin will magically look lighter. So it's kind of interesting how that works, but it really does work that way. So I remember when I first started coloring, that's what scared me the most. I'd be like, oh, I think I went too dark on that skin. And then I'd finish the image and say, oh, I didn't go dark enough. So don't be worried. It will all be okay. And it will work out. This girl's going to have purple hair, so you know that's going to be fun for me because I like doing purple hair. Hi, Brian. In case I didn't say hi, if there's others of you here and I missed your name, if you comment, I will say hi. But know that I occasionally miss people because I do have to look down to color, so I sometimes miss people when they pop in. And there's no intent to that at all. So look, we're going to get them done all at the same time. I don't know that I will do the clothes as much all at the same time as I do the skin. Because the skins, I'm doing all their skins the same color. But their outfits won't be exactly the same. So, but I knew you guys wouldn't mind if I just grabbed something else to color tonight. I've been working on the new release. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be next week. Next weekend. Not this weekend coming up, but the one after. We've got some really cool stuff coming your way. So I am totally pumped about that, especially since I've been working on it the last few days. I think I'm going to make that her neck right there. Let's put a little shadow on her face. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I hate when that light kind of shines and washes out what I'm coloring on the screen. I'm going to try to turn that camera a little bit. Maybe make that look a little better for you guys. We're going to switch now to E11. E11 is going to be next. So I'm flipping them back around, coming back around to restart on this one. Some people might use E21 before they use E11 because I think E21 is darker, but on my markers sometimes it's the other way around, but I'm using my backup markers, so I'm not sure. Yeah, this one is lighter. Okay, so E11. I'm back to E11. E11 is darker than the E21. So I'm going to put the E11 on first. And then we'll add the other color as we get to it. It looks like it's so light in my craft room, and it so isn't. It's so dark in here. It's like I color in the dark. When I color with you guys, I color in the dark. Because I generally like a big bright light over me when I color, but I can't have that because it washes out the images that you guys are looking at. Your phone kicked you out, but you came back. That is awesome. For those of you, if you hear someone talking in the background, that would be Dale. He did just enter the room, so he is here, and he sometimes chimes in. So if you guys hear him, that's who it is. I'm really glad you guys came to hang out with me tonight. So really needed a little bit of company. I think I'm going to put them in bright colors tonight, even though I think typically in the movie they wear black. With a bit of color on it. I think I might go more for bright colors.
Hey, Britt.
That's Meg.
I know.
Are you nicknaming her?
She's like, yo, Dale. Yo, Britt.
He's nicknaming you by your last name, Meg.
Well, in their opening sequence, well, that's kind of like their open sequence outfits, which were all colored.
Oh, when they're on the airplane?
Until mid-movie when they were fighting the demons in the bathhouse.
Clearly, my husband likes the movie too, so, as you can tell. By his commenting what they were wearing at the beginning of the show.
Showing you how it's done.
Another pun to their music. Good job on that one. Earlier I said it was golden, so we are using their songs to do puns tonight. If you know them, you know. If you know, you know, you know. All right, now I'm going to switch over to the E21. Most of the time I like to do E13 and E11, but I thought I'd change it up tonight. So this is the one that we're going to put the most on there, and then we'll use the last one, E00, to just do any highlighted areas. So most of the color will get on there with this one. Is that thunder?
No.
Okay. We've had a lot of thunderstorms lately, so that kind of concerned me for a brief moment.
Well, Meg, the movie's really about the music. So if you just listen to the music, you get the movie.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. I like the music. I like listening to the music. I even downloaded some of the songs on my playlist, and I'd listen to them when we get in the car. That's how much I like the music. It kind of makes the whole thing, the whole movie, awesome. Even the boy singers that they have on there are pretty good. Pretty cool to listen to.
Yeah, someone needs to do the Sasha Boy stamp set of just them at the final song.
I know you like that part. We might have to watch this after my live, because now I'm in the mood. Now I'm in the mood.
Means we gotta take down Little House on the Prairie.
Oh yeah, I've been killing my husband with Little House on the Prairie lately. I have not seen them, but I have heard of them. I mean, most people have heard of them because they're such a big, their movie was such a big hit. This is, oh, I did a little bit more on her with this one. She'll have a little darker skin tone, but that's okay. Blending out their little cheeks, and they turned out nice, a really nice colored pink. Oh, I didn't do a whole lot to the fingertips. I may have to come back to this one. I think I missed it with the last color. So I may have to touch up on that before I move on. So I'm going to go backwards to E21, no, E11. And I'm going to add just a little bit more darkness to these fingers. So I feel like I missed that. And it kind of needed it.
Mira's far more cheery here in this image than she is in the movie.
This one?
Yeah, it's Mira.
Yes, that's what I thought too. I said earlier, I thought these two look a lot like the characters in that one. Not so much. Not as much. To me, anyway. That's just my opinion. So now I'm just adding this E00 for final, making sure it blended nicely and all the colors go well together and they're all playing nice. That's what I'm doing with this color. Getting my highlight in there. Just finishing it up. You gave me that Swiss roll before the live and they said it sounded like I was on a sugar high. I said I might be. There we go. So cute. So cute. All right, flipping around. We got to finish her up. This one. There we go. I mean, come on. You can't tell me these girls aren't adorable. And they have the cutest little shoes on. I love their shoes. You like a good sugar high? Me too. All right, moving on to hair. We're going to do one black hair. We're going to use a lot of markers tonight. And one purple hair. But I need to look because her hair is more lavender than purple like mine. So her color needs to be lighter. So I might have to blend because I'll have to make up that really light lavender kind of color. I'm going to test these and see. I think these are a good color. But I need another one to go with it. And I'm afraid the other ones, maybe this one. Is this the right? Nope. Nope. Hold, please. I think I need to go into the V's, the really light V's. Let's see. Oh, well, it doesn't help if I'm looking at Oh Hoo Hoo. Oh, I know what it is. V01. Let's try V01 with this. Because that's almost dark enough. Yeah, that's a lighter one. I kind of need one slightly darker. And I don't really want to go with... Let's try V25. It might actually be a good underpaint for this one. Even though it's not, technically not that color, I think it'll still work. So we'll use that. And then we need some red hair, right? We need red hair.
I don't know what Zoe's is. I don't think it was red.
Yeah, well, I think it was red.
I'll look it up.
Black, purple, and red. And I think it's dark red. Like a dark, dark red. Almost like, let's see. Dale's gonna
Zoe's
trivia me.
is black. Oh, it's the other way. So Zoe's black and Mira is red.
Which one is the ones that has the poof balls on her head?
That's Zoe.
Is black.
Yeah.
And the other one's red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
Yep, I got it. Okay, and then we need it to go. It's got a little bit of an orangey red, so I'm gonna add this really light color to it to give me that like orangey red look. All right, we have our hair colors. So I'm gonna start with the black. This girl has the black hair. Okay, say hi when you popping in and out. I really appreciate it. So we started doing her hair. Hey, Beth. We started doing her hair. I started with the base coat of B32. B32. And then we started with C10. And I'm going to keep going. Hey, Meg. So we didn't miss much. I'm just gonna start here. I try to block calls when they come in when I'm live, but if I miss, it sometimes messes up the link, the connection. So I blocked again, and hopefully that will help us not have that problem again. So here we go. It looks like we almost have the same number of people back, so that is a good thing. But what I was explaining was that I like to put blue underneath the black just because it makes it look less flat, if you will, than it would if you didn't. So I'm adding in, I want this hair to stay pretty dark, so I'm adding in quite a bit of black right now. And then, of course, wherever your ponytail comes out, there's always black there. So deepening that up just a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. This one's a little hidden behind her head. But there we go. We got a little bit of that color in there already. I don't know how light I'm going to go, so we're just going to keep walking down the numbers that I pulled, and we'll stop when we need to. So this is C8. And if somebody could just say, hey, so I can make sure the comments are coming through, that would be super great. I would greatly appreciate that. Here we go. There's that here we go that I always say when I'm live. When I'm teaching. I tend to say that a lot. There. There we go. Wow, I get to watch you live. Yay, Barb's here. No, it was not your phone. It was me. You love the blue black hair? I do too. I love to put the blue under the black hair. It really does make it look good, different than what most people color without the blue under it. But it really does make quite a difference, so I like to add it. And I want to keep her hair pretty dark, so I am adding quite a bit of color with each marker. Because I really want to keep her hair dark, so add a little more up here to these little poof balls she has on her head. I don't know what else you would call them. That's probably not an official name. Buns, poof balls. I don't know. That's what I call them anyway. And then C7 is next. I guess I could zoom in just a little bit more. There you go. Now you can really see it. So I'm going to add a bit more of this one and maybe just a teeny bit of the last one. One more color. But we'll see how this one looks. Because I don't really want it to blend. I want to be able to see my different lines, but I also don't want her to look like she has gray hair. I want it to look black. So there, if we just get a little bit in there. Hey, Evelyn, I love this too. It could be cool if you could color Elvis's hair. Yes, I just did some hair similar to that, and it was so fun. We will do it on a future live, I'm sure, but I loved it. It was so fun to do. Let's do down this one so we can at least get that black on the edge. I love this set too, Evelyn. It is one, I just love it. I love, love, love it. Okay, so I'm just going to touch in these areas that still have white, just barely, to kind of fill in those highlights, because I have a really hard time leaving white. Some people can do it fantastic, leaving white for their highlight, but I just can't. There's something in me that just won't let me do it. So I have to actually color it in. What can I say? But I like this. It came out really nice. You can still see the strands of hair. It still looks like hair. I think it's good. So I feel pretty confident about it. So that's one of them. That's the black hair. So we used black plus a little bit of blue. Hi, Susie. And now we're going to do, so this is great lesson for you guys. So we're doing black hair, we're going to do lavender hair, and we're going to do dark red hair. So we have quite a bit of different colors going on tonight. This is going to be a little darker than lavender, but it'll be the shadow, so I think it's okay. But her hair is going to be purple, but it's not going to be the traditional purple that I usually do, because I like to do mine real vibrant with a little bit of fuchsia in it. But her hair is more lavender. So we're just going to use that lighter color. And I'm building that depth right around her face so her face will stand out. Not a whole lot anywhere else until we get into the next color. But again, this is going to be really, really light. And when I'm working on braids, I like to do it from, I like to put the darkest where the hair is braided. Like in here where the little knots are. So I feel like that really, really helps make it look deep color in there. So it's got a little bit of purple right now, but a little hard to tell. Oh yeah, I love these images. By the way, after this live, Susie, I have something I need to talk to you. So if you're still around and awake, send me a message after the live. Okay. So there we go. We have a bit of the dark area going. Now, the next colors are going to be more of a brighter lavender, almost with like a little bit of pink-ish tone to it. And I do think that they're much darker than this base coat that I put in there, but I really wanted you to see the shadow difference. So I needed something to underpaint. And that's why I chose V25. But this one will be more of the color that I was looking for this hair. Let's put a little bit coming in from here and here, here. It's kind of doing under where each part of that hair overlaps. And then we're going to go down to these little braids. And we're going to focus on the up and down from those tight areas.
She says she's going back to sleep in a couple minutes. We'll message you when I wake up.
Okay, that sounds good. Usually when you do, I still haven't even gone to bed yet, but about meeting early in the morning, so I have to get up early tomorrow, so we will catch up as soon as we can. There we go. Ooh, I just love her. I love her purple hair too. Okay, so V12 is next. So I'm going to add a little bit more of that in there, leaving just small areas for the highlight color, which we'll do last. I want to make sure I get that V25 covered up with this. Kind of going back and forth, some from the back side and some from the front. Leaving that center part open for the highlight color. That's her little ear, so I don't want to color that. I'll make sure I don't do that by mistake. There we go. Okay, we have one last color that we're just going to fill in the white areas with, kind of like we did with the black. We have V01, and I'm just going to touch those really light areas that didn't get colored in, because this is a really bright, much lighter color, so I don't need it over the whole thing. I like being able to see the variance in color in her hair. So I'm only going to put it where I need it. Only in some little areas. Just a few. Oh, good night, Susie. I'm going to flip her upside down so I can get this bottom part of her hair colored in. And her hair was way easy. That went really fast. How cute is that? I think we'll use some of these colors again, so I'm leaving them out here on my desk. So now we have red. We have R89, R59, R27, and then R08. So we can get some real red hair in here. I want purple highlights in my gray hair. I'll show my stylist this image for reference. There you go, Beth. There you go. Yep. I loved my hair when I went purple. It was so long ago. I've now had purple hair for quite some time. I like it that way though. I'm going to do up close to her face for some shadow. Maybe right here along the side of her face. definitely over her ear will have some dark color. And then her big ponytail with our hair that comes over here too. We got to get some of this up close to her face. Under her arm will always stay darker than the rest. So we got to get some of this dark color in there. And then all of this is hair as well. She has a ton of hair. All this up here behind her hand, behind her ear. We'll put some down here. Do those long brush strokes will give us that look that we're gonna want with strands of hair. The purple is super cute. I like it too. I mean, you can really make hair any color that you want. I mean, literally, when you're coloring, because you can make it all look super cute. No worries. I think I've done almost every color hair before, so I think I haven't hesitated on any. The only color I don't really like to do in hair, and I can if I put a bit of blue in with it, is green. I always feel like the green hair just looks like a Wicked Witch or some kind of Halloween-ish. So I don't usually do the green, but all the other colors are open game for me. We're going to put just a little bit behind these bangs right here. And then I think I'm good with that amount of red. I need to learn how to get my camera to focus on the picture and not my hand going in the picture. You know? Because it kind of messes it up when it does that. All right, here we go. R59. This one is still really dark. Not quite as dark as the other one, but still pretty dark color. There's no line here, but I'm going to build one just because that's the way I see her hair going. This under here will probably just stay dark because it's in shadow. I'll put a few coming this way to keep that going. Again, we want to keep it pretty dark. We're going to put some highlights in it, so... But this is a lot of hair right here. A lot of hair. Lots and lots and lots of hair. I got my camera in a little bit of a wonky position, so if I happen to go out of camera, feel free to let me know. I'm trying to be really careful, but I'm kind of coloring to the side because of the way the camera is. It's just in the wrong place. I didn't place it very well because I was in a hurry. Maybe I want all of this right here under her arm to stay pretty dark. I think I'll just do that all in the one color. There we go. I think I'll make this part dark too. Not that one. I think I'll wait on that one. And then this one. And this one. And right there. And then we got to go down on this one just like we did on the other side so it stays consistent. I think I'm going to do around the outside, around the edge of this hair real quick at the top because I feel like it could really use it. There we go. Look at how good that hair's looking. Woohoo! I like her hair. Now I'm going to flip to R37, which is going to get, it's still pretty dark, but it's going to get a little bit lighter. So you're going to be able to see the difference. It almost looks like it's going into a, I don't know, cherry-ish color. I want it to go more towards the orange than the pink. So I'm adding this in to soften the red, but I'll come in with that R08 to really make it look a little more orange. Because that color has more of an orange base. That R08 has more of an orange base. But it'll be for the highlight, so... Does this kind of hair scare you guys? This much hair on a character's head? Does that make you nervous? The key is just making sure that you're going in the direction of the artist's drawn lines. The way the hair would wave. In the wind, that's the whole key to doing this much hair. Break it into sections if you have to. You know, like do the one side, then do this, then do that, just to keep them separated so you can make sure you keep your brush strokes going in the direction of the hair. And that will really help. These images remind me of the Spice Girls. I could see that. I can totally see that. That one kind of reminds me of Britney Spears, sort of. I don't know why, but it just does. It just does. I'm just waiting for her to sing, "Hit me, baby, one more time." I can sing better than that, but if I sing just like her, then I might get flagged by Facebook for using copyright song music. So hair and fur are hard for me. They are always hard for people who haven't been coloring all that long, or they're new, or haven't practiced hair. Hair was the last thing that came together for me. I worked on skin the most. I got skin to come together before anything else, but hair was always the hardest for me. And it took me a long time. So practicing, that, I would say that's what does it. Practice, 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 practice. And then you will be making beautifully long hair like this. Just like me. I mean, check out this hair. I'm really happy with how this hair is coming out. Isn't it beautiful? And the orangey red that matches with this R08, I really like it. It's not really orange. I didn't want orange hair, but it definitely has that tint where it doesn't go cherry. It went a little more on the orangey side. And I love that. And those darker colors versus these lighter colors, keep those strands in there. Don't over blend it, because you really want to be able to see the lines. That's what makes it look like hair. That's what does the trick. That's the most important part, is don't blend it smooth like a skin tone. Just leave all those lines in there, make it look like hair. You can really see it in that red hair for sure. These are so cute. I can't stop saying it. They're just so cute. All right. Now, I don't have any particular plans on clothes, but I do think it would be neat to have black shoes. So I think I'm going to pull those blacks out that we used without the blue, and I'm going to work on the shoes next. So C10 will be the soles of the boots. These In Motion girls. I think I'm even going to do these, even though hers are more like tennis shoes than boots. I think I'm still going to make this black. Even though I would normally color the bottom of tennis shoes white instead of black. Because hers are so much like the other girl. Well, I need to look at this up close. Okay. I was trying to see if there was an area that went around the front for the sole of this boot. And there was. Just needed to find it. Well, I think she would look cute in a black skirt. So she might have a black skirt. Sometimes that's how I start. Whatever I feel like I know I want it to be this color or that color, I'll start off with the ones that I've decided, and then the others will just come to me as I'm coloring. Sometimes what takes the longest for me would be when I'm coloring something and I can't decide which color I want to go to next. Sometimes I can end up sitting there for 10-15 minutes trying to decide what color do I want to use. Which is why I try to blend new colors all the time so I get new stuff, new colors to use. And then sometimes I get stuck on them and color them the same all the time. For a while when I find a new color I like. Her boots look funky, but there's this little stripe down the front that I think I'm going to make a different color, so I didn't color those in. And same with her outlines. I'm going to do her outlines of her boots a different color, I think. It just gives it a little bit more style. This is all very shadowed right here. So we don't really need any light colored. That looks awesome. You like them? Yay! So glad you like them. All right, let's turn around. We've already finished all I want to do with those shoes in black. So I'm going to keep working on these. We'll leave a small area for that light color, that highlight color. This, because of the way she's holding her foot, would have a little bit of highlight on the side. This one, same thing. So I'm not going to fill this one in. I'm going to leave a little bit for that one to be a lighter color as well. And then I think the last color that I have out is C6. So that will have to be my highlight, even though it's still going to be rather dark. Just get that color in there. I think it'll look cool with those. I almost feel like I need a fluorescent color on there. I'd love to know how many of you use your fluorescent markers. If you have them. I love mine. I use them a lot. I didn't when I first got them, but now I love them. Don't worry, this spot we're going to get rid of when we cut her out. I'll put this little thing around the back. In black. And I think these other girls are going to be in other colors, but I think she needs to have more black. So I am going to keep going with her in black. I think I want her skirt. I'm going to try not to do this little voodoo doll that's hanging on her side in this black color. So I'm going to try to avoid the little doll. But if I don't and I mess it up, then I'll just color over it and nobody will be able to tell. And I'm okay with that. But I am going to try not to color it. And And then I want to make her gloves also black, because then they'll look like they're leather gloves on her hand. And how cool are leather gloves? Who makes, wow, I bet those fluorescent markers are great. Who makes them? Copic has, they all have some, well, yeah. Copic, Olo, and Ohuhu all have fluorescent colors in their collections. So you can always get some Copic, some fluorescent colors with whatever brand marker you have. I mean, I don't know if they all have them, but those three do. So I would assume if they're alcohol markers, they're probably trying to keep up with all the other ones. So they probably have some form of fluorescent. Some are a little better than others. I like the Ohuhu fluorescent markers a lot. I just feel like they give you a little bit brighter color, but you can use them all together, so it doesn't matter. As long as they're alcohol markers, you can use them together. Which one was that? C7. So C6 is my last one that I have pulled out. So I'm going to finish off her little gloves. This color. And then her little skirt. We're going to try not to color in that little guy hanging on her pants. I might do him in, I might do this little voodoo doll guy in like silver or gold, like gel pen, so you can really see it. I'll be on the lookout now. Yeah, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of them in Copic. There's, I think, 4 or 5 in Ohuhu. And I can't remember how many there are in Olo, but there are some in all of them. Okay, so I do want to go back a little bit more on the black. I want to make her, I decided I wanted to make her belt black. So I'm going to just color in her belt. Because I think that'll be perfect, but I don't know about her. I don't really see anywhere I want to put any black, except maybe on the lines, but I'll have to come back and do them after I put the color in there so we don't pull that color into the wrong area, because that would be unfortunate. I don't really want to show a buckle, so I'm just coloring completely over the buckle on her belt. I don't really think it's going to matter all that much. I could always draw it back in again with the gel pen. There we go. I think that's good. I thought this was skin, but I think this is actually a shirt under the shirt. So I'm going to do that in black. Because you can kind of see a little bit of her neck there, but you also see a different color there. I think she's going to have green eyes. She's going to have green eyes. She's going to have blue eyes. That's what I'm feeling right now. So we don't have any green, and only blue we have pulled out is B32, and we need a little bit darker than that. So I will pull out the B37 to go with our B32. But I think green for those two and blue for her. So I'm just putting a bit of the blue at the top. I'm also going to put a bit of the blue at the bottom. And then I'll use that B32, since we had it out already, to make up my in-between. You have to do both sides of this girl's eyes on this side because you can see both sides, but that side you can only see one. So I think the blue is just enough for her. And I didn't want them to be too obnoxious, so I'm good with that. The green ones, let's go with a little bit of a brighter kind of green. So I'm going to grab these YG 17, 13, 11. We can also use these on the clothes, maybe on her shirt. But I'm going to use the YG 17 towards the bottom of the eyes. We'll put our highlight at the top. There we go. So she's done with this marker, and I'll do the same thing with this one. You really have to hold your marker upright to get those teeny tiny lines, otherwise you'll just blotch out the eye. Tend to move your marker closer to the black because you can always go over the black again, or the white in the center of her eye because you can always use white gel pen for that. So try not to go outside because then it's kind of a little more obvious thing. So keep your marker, and if you go if you go over the lines, go towards the white, this white part of her eye, not that white part. It's easier to fix that way. This is YG11. I usually use G00, but tonight we're going to try YG11 and see how that goes. I think it's a bright enough green. I don't really want these eyes to stand out too awful much. I mean, I don't want them to be obnoxious, but look, so cute. So I think I'm going to stick with the subtle since their hair and their clothes are going to be bright. There we go. I think hers look pretty good too. I think I'll stick with those colors. I was thinking about green for her shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and use these colors on her. It's YG 17. And I'm going to make her shirt this YG 17, 13, and 11. It kind of looks like she has a little rainbow on her shirt. That's kind of what that looks like to me. A little squiggly rainbow. So I'm going to color that in as a rainbow. I'm going to leave it uncolored for now. I think I'll add this green to her boots. It will be that lining on her boots. Right now it's not going to be that obvious because this is a dark color, dark against dark, but it'll get better with the lighter colors. YG 13, a little bit brighter. The coloring is the part that's going to take the most time on this tonight. Once we finish the coloring, it should go fairly fast on the card because we're using that pattern paper that already has the design and stuff on it. So that should go pretty quick. There. I like that little bit of green on her boots. YG 11 is the last color for the shirt. Again, I'm leaving that little rainbow area, and we'll just filter in colors as we color the other girls. We'll use, so they all coordinate together, you know? You know what I mean.
Beth said she's fussy cutting her dog stamps for a Bluey card for her niece's birthday card.
Oh, how fun is that? Yay! She's fussy cutting. I know she doesn't like that. Okay. She needs maybe I think I'm going to put her in pink. So what color are we going to do with her? Let me look. What color? What color do you think? yellow, blue. Let's start with
I think her jacket was yellow.
Was it? Let's start with making her pants a blue color. So we'll start with blue, and we'll do her in pink and blue too. I think that'd be cool. So we'll start with B97. We're going to make her shorts and her jacket in blue. So I'm going to go ahead and put this dark, dark blue along the outside. She looks like she's got a little rope hanging there. We might not color that in. We might leave that for a different color. We could come back with green if we wanted to on that. I think we will do her jacket yellow. We could put yellow on her boots too. That would be so cool. Let's do that. So we're going to do her shorts in the dark blue, and we'll do her shirt in a really light blue. But we're going to make those boots yellow. So blue and yellow goes good together. So this is her pocket, and then there's that little loopy thing there. All the little tiny details. Let's put a little bit of blue on this rainbow. And we'll put pink on the other one. It's kind of a squiggly rainbow, but it looks like a rainbow to me. All right, here we go. B93 for the rest of her shorts. There we go. How cute is that? It sounds like your card's going to be awesome. Okay, we're going to do just a little bit in here because I want this shirt to almost be white, but have a little bit of blue in it. I'm going to grab the B91. It's really, really light. So we'll add some of that, and then we'll come in with the colorless blender and kind of wash it out to finish it up. That way we can keep it really, really light colored shirt to go with this yellow we're gonna do. There we go. So I used the colorless blender to kind of wash out that color a little bit so it would work out really nice. I want this yellow to be bright, so I'm going to go with the brighter yellows that I technically don't use that often. I usually use the Y15, 13, 11, but I'm going to try Y08, see if Y04, Y04, and Y11. And I think we'll blend that together. It looks like the 11 might be pretty close to the same color as the 4, so I'm going to go even lighter. I'm going to go to the Y00, so it'll be significantly lighter. I want to see the variance, so I'm going to make the top of her jacket, like the trim of her jacket, in the darkest color. So I'm going to actually just do the whole, like the whole trim of her jacket in this dark, dark color. And I'm going to go up this line right here and do her collar in that dark yellow. And then we'll just add a few accent lines in there of this dark color. And then we'll come in and work with the lighter colors for the rest. Oh, and we want to put it on her boots. So we have to be careful we don't pick up any of that black when we do it. So I'm going to keep my paper handy, so if I think I get close to the black, I can wipe off the marker so I don't draw any of that black into my color. So I usually try to do blacks last if I know what colors I'm using, so I don't do that. But tonight I didn't do that. I think I'm going to make that loop purple. I was going to make it green, but I think I'm going to make it purple. So this is the Y04. It's much brighter than the 08, so I think it's going to give that really cool combination there. And it does look a little fluorescent with this color, but I like it. I think it's going to really make it stand out. I think I'm going to stop with these colors in the boots. I'm not going to go the lightest color. There we go. And then here's our Y00, which is super light. I think I'm going to go back and forth like this just to get that color filled in. She looks fluorescent to me, kind of. Guess I could have used fluorescent. It would have done the same thing. Let me see, where's my purples? Let's use the V15, the darkest purple that we had, for her little loop right here. Just so we can get a little bit of that purple in there. Maybe we'll even make her microphone purple. Like the handle and stuff will be gray, but we'll make this part of the microphone purple. So it really looks like it's her mic. It's her mic. Drop the mic. She's got it. I'm going to use the lightest gray, which is the C6, to do this little stripe along the center of the microphone. And then this part right here, and this part on the end. And I think because the blue is so dark, that maybe I'll just make the handle of the microphone blue. It matches the rest of what's going on with her. I mean, it's a very minor detail. No one's going to be looking at that anyway. They're going to be looking at her. Look, she's so cute. She's adorable. So this girl's almost done. She has her rainbow color. She needs a belt color. I don't know what I'm going to do her belt in. That's not coming to me, so we're going to keep going. We're going to do this girl next, and I think we're going to keep some of this blue, and then we're going to switch to pink. So let's do I want to do a bright pink, or do I want to do a softer pink? Let's do some obnoxious pink, because why not? We can do whatever we want. And even if we want, we can add a little bit of this fluorescent pink in here. I don't know. It might be too bright, but look how pretty that pink is. That's the fluorescent pink. When it dries, it gets even brighter. But this is what I was thinking for pink. This is RV14. And then RV13 kind of goes to a little more pink. And then maybe RV23 is even lighter. But if we add a little bit of this fluorescent with it, I think it'll brighten it up. Really like overpaint with that fluorescent, and it'll give us a little bit brighter color. So let's use that. I think that's a good idea. And then we'll use the blue with it. So she'll be blue and pink. Your band stamp could totally match. Such a cute girl band card. Yes. You could have the animals playing the instruments while the girls are singing. That would be awesome. Let's start with the pink because I want most of it to be the pink. So I'm gonna do this part of, it's like she's gonna have a pantsuit on kinda, so this part, and then this is like part that's over top of this. It's hard to explain. It's like this is the underside of the pants, and then that's like an over piece. So gonna do along here. We'll put those blue colors on these outside pieces. And then we'll put the blue inside here on these stripes. And we'll put the pink on her shirt. And then we'll put her pink on this top part of her shirt. We'll give her blue collars and blue parts on her wrist. It's almost like you get to be a designer when you do this. Like you get to design your own clothes because you get to pick whatever you want on the clothes. I think that's so cool. It's like we didn't know when we just wanted to color a few images that we were going to be clothes designers as well. Because you kind of are. You kind of get to choose. I mean, you didn't really design them, but you get to choose all the colors for them. So that is pretty awesome. She could almost be like, her clothes almost look Asian to me. I don't know why. But you could put her with some cherry blossoms and I think it would be so pretty. I think I'm going to make the front side of her shoes pink as well. And then the back side will be blue. All right, here's the last light pink that I had for her outfit. But I'm going to touch over it with that fluorescent color to really bring out the pink. Because you know we all love pink. And if you're going to go pink, you might as well go all the way. All the way pink. Remember fashion plates? I do remember fashion plates. That you got to design your own clothes. So we're just doing a little light overpaint over top of the color we put on there. Just to brighten it up a bit. This is a little bit more of a dull pink. This will be more of a bright pink. You don't want to color too much because you don't want to lose your depth of color, but look at that. So cool. All right, now let's put some, let's do her little things in her hair in the pink. I feel like it needs to be in the pink. To make those stand out, we're going to put the fluorescent color in there as well. Pop them. Poppin' pink. Poppin' pink. Now we're going to add a little bit of that blue that we talked about. So instead of going as dark as B97, I'm going to actually do B95, 93, and 91 so that her blue is lighter than the other girl's blue. Because the blue will look really good with the pink, I think. This is why I can color these images so many times, because you can change the clothes and it'll change the whole look of the design that you have going on your girl. I know there's a design on her pants, but I'm gonna sort of ignore that. I don't really want to use another color, so I'm just gonna have it be just a blue on blue print. Well, I think I'm gonna make her shoes blue. I think her socks can be blue too. But I think I'm gonna make her shoes blue. I'm not going to do her shoelaces, though. I don't really want her shoelaces to be that color. We might make her shoelaces pink. Why not? The image with the black hair reminds me of the girl from Wreck-It Ralph. Oh, Vanellope Von Schweetz. That's who she was. Princess Vanellope Von Schweetz. I like her a lot. I bet you I could color her, put candy in her hair, and she would look like her for sure. That's what I love when an image can be used multiple ways. It makes me happy. I think I want to keep her shoes about this color, so I'm just going to finish them off. I'm not going to add the lightest color. Just going to add that color. She still has some little tassels hanging, but I think that the tassels would look really cute to add the green to it. So I think that's what we're going to do. That's a necklace, so I didn't do it like the neck of her shirt. I didn't really want to do that, so I kind of left it alone for now because we're going to get a gel pen out to do some of the other places, so I felt like the tassels might look and the necklace might look good with a gel pen. But we have to do that last. And you guys, don't let me forget, because the other night when I colored the bear and you guys were watching, I forgot to do the design on her hat, and I really wanted to do that. And I forgot to do it on the live, and I signed off on the live, and I was like, I forgot to do the hat. All right, so I got my pink out so I can make pink shoelaces to go in on her shoes. And then I'm going to grab the darkest blue that I just did her outfit in, and I'm going to add it right here at the top of the earring, and then maybe the top ball of this. I was going to make it green, but where's my green? There they are. Okay, so I have a dark green. I think I'm going to make these green. So she's got blue from her and green from her. So that works out nicely. So I'm going to skip the 13, go straight to the 11 so that you can see the difference between the colors since it's such a small space for those earrings and tassels and such. Nice. Okay, we still have her belt. So I think her belt would be best blue. So we're going to go with that blue again, which is B95. I'm going to add it here. I think I'm just going to add it on the whole thing. And then I'll come in with the 97 and just do that little dot for the buckle on her belt. I'll do her fluorescent on her little rainbow here. So that pink will stand out on her belly. Like that. I feel like we need a silver gel pen, not gold. So I have this, I love these Deco gel pens. This is Star Spark Silver. So it's a really bright silver. And I want to put a stripe like on her microphone. Just a little bit, so she can have a little bit of something on hers. And then this one will have the silver necklace right there. And I think I'm even gonna make her gem silver. And it looks like she has some bracelets on that hand, so I'm just gonna bling them up a little bit. I think we'll bling this at the top of her tassel. And then this one over here, she needs her little voodoo doll on her dress in the silver. That worked out nicely. It stands out really nice. I think we'll even add a little bit to here. And I think that's all I want to do with those. And then we need to do the black on their eyes so they stand out a little bit more. So, and we don't want to touch any of that silver, so we have to be kind of careful. I'm just going to add a bit of this black. I'll come back and add the little bright spots if I need to. I think that's going to be just right for her eyes. That really helped. I think that really helped. We're going to put a little bit on this one. I'm not doing the whole eye like I usually do. I'm just doing the deepest part of the eye, so it really just kind of stands out. Switching her around. I'm going to do the same thing with this side. Just kind of coloring a little bit of that in to make it a little thicker. There we go. I think that really helped. It made them all have a really beautiful. Okay, inking my fussy cutting hides a multiple of yikes moments. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, so we have a lot of markers. I'm going to move them off my desk, but I'm not going to put them away so I can write them down for you guys when we do the live. I will try to have Dale splice the two videos together since we had to shut that one down. I know we're going to use these backgrounds. I couldn't decide which one. I don't know. I mean, I thought maybe we'll look at it again when they're cut out. That's the one I was really thinking, but now that I'm looking at it, I kind of think this one's more of a wow factor. So I think we're going to use this one. So we got to cut these girls out. I promise it won't take too long. Just stick with me. And now is a good time to ask questions if you have any questions. I try not to touch any of those silver spots. So I'm going to start with her because she only had one. I try to cut these out before the live, but again, I was behind. I didn't have any idea. I worked until 6:30, so it became 8 super fast, and I wasn't ready. But I didn't want to not come live for you guys because I know how much we love our Tuesday, Thursdays. It's set in stone that we're always Tuesday, Thursday, so I didn't want to miss. I'm going to go in here and cut kind of around where her hair is because I don't want this big white splotch in here. You guys know I don't like those white spots. It's kind of a little bit of a pet peeve to me. I didn't really care before until I noticed it on one image, and then that was it for me. I couldn't know there was no going back. I want to kind of cut this a little bit closer so it doesn't rub against the girl. See, I want it to have a little more space there. These are really not that bad to cut out. The hardest part will be right here around the tip of her hair, just because it'll be so thin right there. But that went really well. Move your image, not your scissors, and it makes life much easier. And her hair's a little wild, so it's okay if you're not exact. Her hair's a little wild anyway. I think we got her in a good shape. No questions, huh? No questions so far, huh? Did you guys catch the maker of these stamps? I wish I could say it was me, but it is not. It is one of my favorite artists, though. I have several favorites. This one is CC Designs. Roberto Rascal is the designer that, it's called Roberto's Rascals on the CC Designs site, and it is my favorite. I think I own just about every one of those images. So if you ever have one and you want to see how it's colored, I probably own it if it's Roberto Rascal. Because he's been my favorite for a very long time, so I buy all of his stamps. You know how that goes. When you have a favorite, you have a favorite. That wasn't too bad. 1 down, 2 to go. This one is going to need a little bit of the X-Acto knife, so we'll do that first because it'll be easier to do it first. But I know that I'm going to want to cut this little part right here out of her hair. So I'm just going to cut that first. It's easier when the image is bigger to cut the littler spots out. So if I think about it, I try to do them first, like I did with that one. And while I have the X-Acto, I might as well do this because I know this is going to bug me as well. Right here, here, and here. And then this one. I just don't like when I use patterned paper for you to be able to see these big white spots within my image. So I tend to cut them out. Sometimes I go a little obsessive compulsive with it, but you know, because these are really tiny spots. I don't know that people would even notice, but I notice, and so it bugs me. I'm just going to pull that part off because I already cut it. All right, any more spots? I mean, there's one right there, but I think I'll be okay with that one. So now we'll cut this one. How is Dale doing with coloring since Vegas, and how fun was it learning from the Copic Diva? Hey, Dale, there's a question for you. That is a great question. I am going to let him answer that. How is Dale doing with coloring since Vegas, and how fun was it learning from the Copic Diva?
Well, since Vegas, I haven't picked up a marker because we've been very, very busy at work on the May release. So I've been just too busy making the products and laying things out to do any of that. Now, learning it was very fun. I came from a point of I tried Copic coloring once, and I got partially, like, a few layers laid down. It frustrated me, and I quit. So I didn't have any experience. But the way Sandy did the class was awesome because we would do coloring practice of different things. So it may have been like doing gradients and then move on to another subject that built on that, and then another, and then she would stop, pull out a project for us to do a card, and we'd start coloring it, and we'd learn how to do. I mean, it was building on everything we just learned. So, and I was getting results, and I was far more satisfied. So by the time of going through all of her different things, I was able to fully color images and stuff, and felt good about it.
Oh, thanks, hon. That was true feedback right there. You heard it from him.
And then the final project, she pulled out the first image she had us. So at the beginning of the retreat, she gave us all an image and said, color it. There was no instructions. Do what you want. And this is your beginning image to judge your progress. And so her last project was that same image. She's like, all right, use everything you learned and color. And then we did and then we showed everybody side by side of how your progress was, so you can see how you did. And I was able to go ahead and not need any instruction, do my own thing, flip back in the book to give me ideas, and I was able to do it. Now I just need to start practicing. So I'm hoping I can start doing that after we get everything finished up for this release.
We're almost there.
Sandy was busy last night coloring the release.
Until 3 o'clock this morning.
So we can have the product packaging. Looks really cool.
Number 2's done. Hey, fellas.
Hey, Mom.
You're so glad? Yeah, he's going to start practicing it even more, so we're excited. He's going to start, practicing along when I do the lives at night, so he can get some practice, but we just need to get through the release first.
Yeah, I still can't pick colors. I got to practice more on that, so we got to have time to know what we're going to do for the release. I mean, for a live, and her pull the colors out for me.
So, more prepared lives. Most of the times you guys get the wing it. But since he'll have to pull markers of another color brand, another brand when he's coloring with me, he'll need to know them ahead of time, because I won't be able to talk him through that while we're on the live. So
Evelyn was asking, any hints on the new release? The only hint we can give is that it's not animals.
It is not animals. And I'm sorry to say, for those of you who really look forward to mermaid, it is not a mermaid.
Yes. No, it's
we did not follow the mermaid. We went rogue. That's how we roll. We
chose something that's fun, and I hope you really enjoy it. We liked coming up with the designs and the theme, and hope y'all really enjoy it. We do.
Yep, we're hoping you like it. We'll have another party. We'll have another release party like we've been having the last couple of months with Happy Crafty Ho Ho on their YouTube channel. Soon I will be streaming on their channel and my channel, so we'll get both. You'll be able to find us in both places. I have joined their late night crew. So most nights, if you want more of hanging out with me and the other girls, you can find me over there chilling with them. So a lot of times I go live with them. And so there's even more crafty with me if you're not doing anything late night. If you're early go-to-bedder, you will not see me over there, because we don't go live until very late.
Cheryl, yes, it is people. we're trying to alternate the releases.
We had 2 releases with no people, and now the next release is gonna have people in it. Yes. All right, we got our girls. We got our girls cut out. I think I'm gonna do them. Yeah.
Well, Remy's always in the middle.
Yeah, she needs to be in the middle. This girl needs to be. All right, let me grab my trimmer and a background for like a matting maybe for the card. I kind of like the purple, but I also have a darker purple.
And continuing off last month's with the introduction of the sticker sheets, I've made another sticker sheet for this release, and really cool stuff. So
We'd love to know what you think of the sticker sheets. We'd love to hear feedback. So far, what we've heard is people like them. The blue might be good. I was kind of wanting to see if the yellow would work. I don't know. Yellow might be good. Maybe yellow and... That's not the right yellow, though. I went really bright with the yellow, so I don't have any bright yellow. Background's pre-cut. I only have dark yellow.
Cheryl, we're not 100% sure on it. Because of the retreat and some other obligations we had when we got back, the submission was a little bit later than usual.
And there's an issue with it I was working on with them all day today. We'll still roll with the release on time, but there may be, you may have to wait a day or 2 for us to ship until we get it. Because when they ran the release today, they didn't have the cuts the right way, so I had to kick back their stuff. I had to kick it back to them, and I didn't hear back from them late this afternoon, so I'm not really sure where they are with it. It doesn't take them long. They're usually pretty good, but we were delayed this time, so due to the retreat and everything. I know you guys understand that craziness that we went through, and we were gone. We were tired.
You usually try to aim for the second Saturday of the month, so we'll just have to see how everything goes.
Oh, I'm about to get ahead when I get my break at work. Okay, so maybe not the purples. Maybe we'll just stick with the blue. I think that these girls are really all we need. They are going to make the card amazing. The new release should be on Saturday, Saturday the 9th. So not this weekend because it's the 2nd, but then the 9th should be the release on the 9th. Everything is done and submitted. All of our stuff is done. The only thing we'd be waiting for is paper pad and stamps. That's what we're waiting on. And like I said, they had an issue with the stamp when they came back for my approval. So I'm just waiting for their feedback from that. And I can explain what that is a little bit more when you know what the release is. There's a stamp that has to be done in a special way so you guys can use it to interact with the other stamps, and they had it blacked out, so I had to go back and ask them to do it differently. So there's been a little bit of back and forth this time where there isn't normally back and forth. Normally that goes pretty quick, but there we go. That's the inside of my card. I think I'm going to stamp the back before I put any other paper on it, so don't mess it up. And I want this to stand out, so I think I'm going to grab my pop-up stuff for paper so I can pop up the stage. Pop up, pop up, pop up. I may have to order. Oh no, I'm still good on this for right now. I have these sheets. that I get in 8.5 by 11, cut them down, or you can get them in 5 by 7. I get them on Amazon and I love them because they're so big and you can just cut them out. They're amazing. And then you just have the whole backing. You don't have to worry about there being a space where it falls down or whatever. So you get a really solid card base because you're not trying to use 50 little circles. You just can use the whole sheet like that. I really like that. It makes me really happy. Cheryl, yours wouldn't be delayed. You'd be all right. Yours is already your stuff. If you know what I mean. There we go. See, it'll pop up and it'll look nice. I didn't buy this last time, but I do like the stickers. You didn't buy the stamp last time, but I do like the stickers. Is that what you meant? You like the stickers? Yeah. The stickers were just a new product last time, so we're just curious on how everybody felt about those.
Yeah, I'm just learning as I go, trying to.
I like them. I've used them.
Better product.
They're so fast and so helpful to have. They just add that sentiment. Oh, by the way, remember when I told you guys I lost my happy birthday sentiment? I found it today. I was looking through my stamps for a particular stamp and it was stuck to another package. One was on one package and the happy was on one package and birthday was on another package. So it was crazy, but yeah, I found them. Yay! So I think I am going to pop her up so she's a little more in the front. Yeah, I'm so glad I found it. I was really stressing about that. I was like, I should have found that by now. You know, I'm way done with Kids for Cubs for this year. I should have found it already. And then today when I was looking through my stamps for something, I was like, oh, there they are, stuck to the whole stamp set, just sitting in there. So I was very happy. Once I found happy, I went on the search and just went through all my stamp sets to look for the birthday, and I found it. And I was so happy. So happy. I think I'm going to stick her flat as well. Oh, we are for sure going to put some bling on this one. For sure, for sure. Aren't these girls just the cutest? I mean, how would you like to get a card like this? That'd be so awesome. I wonder what the sentiments say in this set. We're going to pull them out and see what they say. So for the back of her, I am going to use regular pop-ups. If I can find them. There we go. There we go, there we go. There they are. All right, so those are the thin ones. Yeah, the thin ones will be good since we're already popped up. I think that'll be perfect. So this is going to pop her up, but not by a lot. Since the whole card is already popped up, I don't want to make it too thick. But I am going to get a break from my other job. So we're hoping to get way ahead on the releases and already have them here. So that's the plan. Dale's already working on the next one and we're not even done with this one yet. I mean, he was done with his part, but I just cut these little pop-ups in half or in thirds and just use them so they don't go to waste, you know. That's the way I roll. We'll put this one in here too. All right. Now you're fussy cutting and now using bling. Because of me, yay! Fussy cutting and using bling. Two of my favorite things. I do not mind fussy cutting at all. Unless I'm on a live, and then I feel bad fussy cutting when you guys have to watch me. But not that it bothers me, just that, I don't know, people want to sit there and watch me fussy cut something out. Like, that's not the most entertaining or learning thing, but I think I need one more on this little bounce of hair right here, so I'm going to go to the tiny. I have tinier thin ones, and I just use one of them. So I think that'll fit right here on her hair. There we go. Oh my goodness. I love these even more now that they're colored. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. Watching me fussy cut is lethargic. Okay, well maybe it's not so bad then. But I do fussy cut a lot, and I have a container that has a whole bunch of stuff already fussy cut out, and I just color that when I need to. But I was feeling these tonight, so let's grab our bling and the stamp set. Where is the stamp set? Here it is. So it says, "You are golden," and join the hunt. Maybe I should put "you're a golden." I like the "you are golden." Everybody knows what that is. Everybody who knows the movie knows that one of the main songs in the movie is called Golden. So it's perfect. I think I have some new colored ink we haven't used yet, so I'll stamp with that. You know, I bought the VersaFine Claire. So we have green, we have blue. We could use blue, but I think I have purple. We could also use pink.
In the movie,
or purple.
They just get off tour. Two of the girls are ready to take a break, and the lead singer, she immediately goes in and launches the Golden song.
Yep.
And then it's like back to work. And that's how we were coming back from our retreat and a little vacation. Sandy just wanted to take a little breather, and I was just like, back to work.
Yeah, he was cracking the whip on me, you guys. I was like, could we just change the release date just by 1 week? And he was like, nope, get to work. You too, being laid up in bed, you were busy cutting. Yes, I could see that. I do have some I'm going to have to fussy cut soon, so I have a stack of some for the new release that I'm going to have to cut. So I'm just stamping this in 3 different colors because I'm not sure which color I want to use, and these are new ink pads for me, so I'm not really used to them yet. So I'm just stamping 3 colors so we can decide which one we want to use on the card. So I tried the blue is the top, is navy blue, and then the purple, and then I have this pink. I thought we'd try the pink too. And then we can decide which one we think looks best. I don't know. I kind of like them all. Not really all that picky with it. This is why I usually just use black. But since I have them and I bought them, I might as well use them.
Just go with the pink.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. Go with the pink because it kind of stands out. All right, we're going to go with the pink. I'm going to cut it really thin. I want it to be a really thin sentiment. So I am not going to cut it with scissors. I'm going to cut it with my trimmer so I can get it really close to the edges. I could save those for the next time I color these gorgeous little girls. Now, you remember we cut that, when we cut that pop stuff, the pop-up stuff, we had these extra strips. So we can just, I have another one of those laying over here. It's like this. It's for when I did that. So I'm just going to cut this in half and use this as my pop-up. This is really simple to cut. It's pretty far. I probably need a little smidge. We're going to flip this over. And then I'm going to put some bling, and I have some pink bling that I think is going to look great on this. And if not, I'm going to use the silver. This silver blingy bling. I have some that's a little bigger than I normally use, but I think it'll look good with these girls. They need some sparkle for sure. We can't go without sparkling them up. All right, here we go. I think it's going to fit just perfectly right there. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope you guys love it too. We bit off a lot of work tonight by doing all 3 of these, but we didn't do too bad. I got them done fairly quick, considering we colored 3 things and cut them out. Here's my bling tray. You guys know this is one of my favorite things. It's these. These are pink. I think you can't really tell the pink, so maybe we should do the silver ones. Like these ones, I think will be the best. So let's put like one here and one here, and then we'll decide from there where else we need them. Probably one over there. So I'm going to pick them up. They're fairly big, so we don't need an overabundance of them. We just need a few here and there. But I mean, come on. We said you were golden, and we got to have some bling on there. Ooh, don't be you slippery little sucker. There we go. I think up here would be perfect. And then I think that's all we need. 3 beauties and we'll be good. There we go. Love it. Then I just put this back on, stick it over here on my desk, and don't have to worry about it spilling. And there we go. Check it out. You can't see the bling as well on the video, but it is awesome. What do you think of these 3? Aren't they cute? Oh my gosh. And they're popped up in 2 different places. See how that thin pop-up just lifts it just a tad? It's perfect since they're all on stage together. There's the up close and personal. Man, these are so cute. I can't even. What did I say I was going to do that I said, don't let me forget? Did I do it? I remember there was something. I said, don't let me forget. Is it a white gel pen? That's what it was. It was a white gel pen. I said, don't let me forget the white gel pen. Because we had to do the white gel pen last. Because it's already it's already done. If you do it before it's done, you could stick your finger in it, or it could pick up the black from the other part of the eye. Let's add her just a teeny bit more. So cute. I feel like I need a little bit on the shoes. Maybe these boots. Just a little bit so they stand out. Let's see. Do I want to put anywhere else? I definitely think I want to do like a little buckle there. Maybe a little bit of white on her little thing up here. I love it. There we go. There we go. There we go. I didn't forget my little bit of white gel pen. Makes those eyes sparkle just a little bit more. And look, that voodoo doll came out really good on her skirt. My recliner is calling my name. Well, good. You're lucky because we're done. So if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. It would really help the channel. We would greatly appreciate it. If you missed the marker combinations and you want them, don't forget they're in the description on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here to hang out with me. I will be live again next Tuesday and Thursday at 8 Central. Thank you for brightening my day.
An event on Saturday.
Oh, and I have the BBCA, the Brokebank creation event. I will be live in their group, the BBCA group, at 6 p.m. Central Time on Saturday, coloring. And I get to choose what I want and do what I want. And I will also be creating a card with what I color. So if you'd like to see me on Saturday, come see me. Come join me. I would love to see you there. And thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. You really did brighten my night. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like this. Me too. I loved it. Oh, yay, Beth. Beth will be watching. So that is awesome. And then you will see a lot of feedback coming from me on the Paper Escape. I will be teaching Olos at the Paper Escape. So, techniques and coloring and all kinds of cool stuff at that event as well. So be on the lookout for all this stuff coming in the future. And I have some good stuff coming. So I will see you guys soon. See you Saturday. Good night. Have a great evening. And I'll see you on the flip side.
Night, everyone.